This is a Hot Pie Media original.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the DNP-CD Sports podcast presented by Oddshark. I'm Chad Fisher alongside my co-host Tony Farmer. What's up, brother?
Dude,
fresh off your little vacation, man.
Yeah, man. Just got back from Vegas a little while ago. Had a great time out there.
You look like Vegas.
you referring to the scruffy beard?
The scruffy beard, y'all strung out and shit. Just like, just one more bet, man. Just one more bet.
Got the tan going on. Yeah, for sure.
We both hit it big this weekend, man.
Yeah.
Me, not nearly as big as you, but it's big for me.
How so? How'd you hit it big?
I made $50 betting.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. I like hit a little two-team parlay.
Nice, man.
2-game parlay.
I'm excited for you, brother.
Yeah, man. It's the most money I've won betting. It's $51.
Nice.
I don't bet that much, dude.
Apparently, the stuff we're talking about the show has been helpful for you.
Yeah, dude. I don't bet that much, but I'm like, we're sponsored by Oddshark. I got to start getting into this a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so I did a little 2-team parlay. Iowa, plus 4.5? 4, I think.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, I think Iowa's going to win that game. I really did. I thought Iowa State was overrated, as they usually are. And so even though it was on the road, I took Iowa in the points. They ended up winning, pretty big. And then I took Michigan plus 6.5, or minus 6.5, excuse me, against Washington at home.
Nice.
Hit on that. They ended up winning by 21. So, yeah, got a little $51 action. Man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Good way to start the season, bro.
I was like thinking to myself, man, this is how betting is. I was talking about this with my girlfriend. This is why I don't bet. This is what I hate about betting, is that even though I won $50, I'm like, dog, I'm not even that happy because I'm like, I should have put $100 down.
Yeah.
I should have put $500 down. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
If I lose it, I'm like, fuck, I'm like distraught.
That happens too, like with a point spread. Like you take an underdog and you win plus 3.5, and then they win the game, which happened this weekend, by the way, with the Bengals, with the Steelers, et cetera. And you say, I should have put it on the money line. I should have trusted my gut. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. And then I also thought about adding Appalachian State to that parlay. I was going to do a 3-team parlay. I think they were given like something absurd, man. I want to say like 9.5, something like that. And so I was like, dude, I think they're going to keep it closer than that. And they ended up winning the game. And I missed out, and I was pissed about that all Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. You doing okay?
I'm all right, man. I'm recovering anyways. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you listened to our picks last week for our listeners out there, I think you did pretty damn well.
Yeah.
We set people up for success for the NFL. We told you, the Steelers would cover against the Browns. I told you that was my pick of the week.
Bills.
Excuse me, against the Bills. Thank you. Chad told you Miami over the Patriots. I was on the Patriots, and I was wrong about that. I told you to take the Broncos. I also said the Broncos could be a playoff team, and Chad laughed at me, and the Broncos look pretty damn good. But the big one that I think, I hope helped our listeners out on. Yeah, true.
Still a good pick, though, on the road.
True. Yeah, they covered. The one that I'm excited about is we really stressed a couple times that Tampa-Washington teaser. Where Tampa just had to win, and then Washington had to be within 7.5 points. Yeah. And both of those won. It was pretty cool. You and I were both on the Chargers -1, but then we also hit Washington plus 7.5.
Yeah. And we were on the Vegas Raiders as well. We was on on. There were 4.
You were with your meth theory. I said I didn't want to touch that game.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, I took that. So if you're listening to me, the meth theory paid off big time. You just won some cash thanks to your boy here.
For sure. We were both also on Cincy plus 3.5 with that hook, and then they won outright. So that was another good call as well. And then you and I had if you remember, you and I had the Survivor pool conversation where I said, would you rather have the 49ers over the Lions or the Bills over the Steelers? And you and I were like, nah, definitely go Niners.
Yeah.
And a lot of people lost by taking the Bills over the Steelers. So hopefully you listen to us there. I think the theme for week 2 is going to be don't overreact to week 1. Yeah. And that is the important thing as a bettor to keep in mind, that a team looks really good week 1, and that is good data. That's a great data point. But don't overreact just because a team looks like shit or looks great.
So like the Saints who blew out the Packers.
Yep.
Don't overreact on either of those teams, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Like, don't throw away your whole fucking offseason of research because of 1 week.
I don't know, man. Aaron Rodgers looked bad.
He did.
And he looked bad after the game. You and I were talking, we were texting each other. I said he looked like a guy that runs the tilt-a-whirl at a county fair. What the hell is wrong with Aaron Rodgers? This dude looks like hell.
I saw another meme that had like Aaron Rodgers with his age next to Tom Brady with his age, and Tom Brady looks like he's 10 years younger. Yeah. But I can't talk today with my unshaven face.
That looks good, man. You need to keep it going.
We'll see.
Yeah, dude. So Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't trust that dude around any kids. I know that. Not right now.
The way he looks?
The way he looks, man. Hell no. He looks like every high school or middle school janitor you've ever had.
No joke.
They're like, Mr. Rodgers said I could skip out of school early. They're like, Mr. Rodgers has no authority here. He's a fucking janitor. He can't write you a pass, Tim.
Goodness gracious.
You're still fucking truant. We're calling your parents.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, dude. He don't look good.
No,
that's for sure, man.
It's true. Hey, you want to talk about something involved with the NFL commissioner?
Oh yeah, man. This is hilarious. So I don't know if you heard this story. Did you read that story about that from the LA Times? It was talking about they were going through how the season, how it played out when behind the scenes last year when they were trying to account for the pandemic and if they had to cancel games and everything like that. It was like a behind the scenes look with Roger Goodell and a lot of other people that were responsible for keeping the season going, which was remarkable that the NFL played an entire season.
True.
They had to postpone a couple games and everything, but it was remarkable in the face of the pandemic for them to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But one of the things that pissed me off about this article is that they said supposedly Roger Goodell, he gets up super, super early. In fact, he gets up so early that at 7 a.m. when he's like having his first meeting of the day, he greets people by saying good afternoon.
What?
Yeah, and that's just like because he gets up before dawn. That's just like a real prick thing to do too.
No doubt.
Yeah, dude. Like that's just such a prick thing.
You know it's morning.
That is motherfucker. You know it's 7 a.m. He's just trying to be all arrogant and cocky. Like, yeah, I've been up since 4. It's like, yeah, you probably went to bed at 8 p.m. too, Gramps, motherfucker. And then on top of that, you make $30 million. You better be getting up before dawn, dumbass. Wow. He's like talking about these interns and shit. Like, yeah, dog, I don't make shit. Y'all pay me $20,000 a year. I live in a fucking apartment with 4 other people. I'm gonna be here when I get here, motherfucker.
That's just arrogant. That is like the definition of arrogant, for sure.
He said good afternoon at 7 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, asshole? It's fucking 7 a.m.
Is he like pretending like he doesn't know? Or is he like making a point, like flexing, like, I've been up since 4. I'm so impressive.
Yeah,
wow.
I think that's what it is, that he's like flexing. He's like, oh man, look how dedicated I am. It's like, dog, yeah, you make $35 million a year.
Yeah, not impressed, but
you better be getting up. You know what I'm saying?
Not impressed.
I'm sure you ain't taking care of kids and shit at night either, motherfucker. I'm sure your wife handles that. I know he's saying something like his daughter lives with him, but she's like grown. You know what I mean? He's not like changing diapers and shit. You know what I mean? So someone should be like a real asshole. It's like a new parent. Like, what do you mean afternoon, bitch? Good evening. I've been up since 3, fucker. Yeah, that's what I would say. Roger Goodell.
That one hit home with you, man.
Prick.
I know.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, I wake up every day, no matter what, at 6 a.m., motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If I don't wake up 5 times throughout the night, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? My son, it's just like you got that internal clock in your as a new parent. You're just like, oh, dude, I should. You can't ever sleep well. This motherfucker just sleeping like a baby, going to bed at 8 p.m., probably eating some soup and some fucking warm milk before he goes to sleep, having some like butler hand him like some fucking meal before he goes to bed, and he's like, yeah, just being a prick in the morning.
We're not impressed, Roger.
Yeah, Roger,
not at all. Not at all. Not even a little. Before we start talking about the week 2 odds, let's tell folks about OddsShark, our lead sponsor. OddsShark is your source for the latest odds from leading authorities, expert editorial content, the hottest sports news, and detailed matchup picks. So if you're looking for statistics or trends for upcoming games, maybe this Thursday's game, Giants at Washington, OddsShark has that too. And best of all, it's absolutely free. In-depth expert analysis, odds and trends to help you make the sharp game day picks. They've got decades of stats in their databases, and their insiders give you takes so hot that they sizzle. They're your one-stop shop for all your odds and info on sports and pop culture events. So if you want to get a better understanding of the odds, maybe the math behind the numbers, how a line is set, maybe why lines move during the week, or if you want to track that line movement, especially with college football and the NFL, you can do that on OddsShark. They'll give you the tools that you need. They're a proven industry powerhouse. OddsShark has info from around the globe, giving you access to the best sports odds on the planet. So whether you want to check out tonight's action, maybe a little bit of baseball going on tonight, maybe you want to check out the football action upcoming for the weekend, anything you need, head on over to OddsShark and start thinking like a shark today. We love OddsShark.
Yeah.
We were into OddsShark before they started sponsoring us. We're big fans of them. And literally this whole episode, we're going to be referencing OddsShark over and over. When we're saying the line says this, the line used to say this, we're on oddshark.com. I am on my laptop looking at those odds. And that's why we love them, man. They're the best.
I forgot my laptop today, so I feel naked up here. I don't know. And I don't have to do the ad reads, which is cool, man.
You're just taking the day off over there, man.
I'm just over here chilling, man.
Oh, must be nice, man.
I spilled some water on myself a little bit ago. I'm just over here yawning and shit, leaning back. You know, you're over here working hard.
Must be nice.
Fucking up ad reads and shit.
I'll carry you on my shoulder.
I was gonna say, what else is new, man? You gotta carry this show. What else is new?
All right, man.
Yeah, let's look at some of those numbers, man.
Yeah, dude. So first game, Thursday night action. We got Giants at Washington. Again, this is why we love OddsShark. It's -3 for Washington 3-point favorites, or 3.5, depending on where you look.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, if you like Washington, take the -3, and if you like the Giants, take that hook with +3.5. Couple interesting stats to think about here. Short road dogs of +6 or less were 51-33 against the spread last year. That's 61%, and that fits the Giants in this case. When two winless teams face off, the road dog is about 65% ATS against the spread in the last decade. Also an interesting stat here, the lead ref, Scott Novak, has historically favored road teams. He's 40-27 against the spread on road teams there in that situation. So those trends all favor the Giants, but I'm going to tell you why I like Washington in this game. Yeah. It's that defensive line, man. Mm-hmm. That defensive line of Washington, this could be, man, maybe the best defensive line in football against the worst offensive line in football. If not, I'll be a little more conservative and say definitely a top 5 defensive line of Washington versus a low 5 offensive line of Giants. Yeah, there we go. And so I just see Daniel Jones getting overwhelmed by that pass rush.
He's been overwhelmed his entire career, man. So
no joke.
This will be no different on Thursday. This is a wolf of a game, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to tell you.
And when he gets overwhelmed, he throws interceptions.
Mistakes,
Some guys get overwhelmed, they get sacks. Sometimes get overwhelmed. You know, he has turnovers when he gets overwhelmed. And I see this being a potential blowout here for Washington.
Oh, wow.
But if it goes to 3.5, I don't like it nearly as much. You got to get that -3.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you, man. I think it's going to be – I think I'm with you. I would take Washington here. I don't have much confidence in the New York Giants overall as a whole, how that organization is run. I'm their coach. I'm not really sold on.
And I like Washington's coach. I like Ron Rivera a lot.
Yeah, he's okay. He's all right. And then I know they don't have a quarterback either. Neither of these teams have a quarterback, you know, and so – but I would still go with Washington at home with that defensive line. We know how important the lines are in these games.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I would go with Washington there.
Nice. Same page there. We got Cincinnati at Chicago. Chicago, this is interesting. We got a 2-point spread and a 3-point spread.
Yeah, I saw that line, man. I would honestly take Cincinnati in that game. They're 2 and 3 point underdogs.
Yep.
Yeah, I would take that, man. I would take Cincinnati on the road, even though they're on the road. They got a young team and everything like that. Chicago, I'm sure Justin Fields is going to get a little bit more playing time this week than he did last week against the Chargers, or excuse me, against the Rams. But I still see, I can see Joe Burrow going in there. I think he's the better quarterback, regardless of the 3 quarterbacks that are going to play in this game. He's the best one of the 3, and as long as he stays healthy. Jamar Chase had a big weekend last week after having some drops in the preseason and everything, and in practice. And I'll take Cincinnati in this. What about you?
Yeah, I'm leaning Cincinnati. I'm not going big on this game, though, because I noticed a little bit of a limp from Joe Burrow in the second half after he got sacked. And so he runs that team. If that dude's out, you're in trouble. And so I'm not going to go big on it, but I definitely lean Cincinnati. Interesting stat here. Chicago is 4-11 ATS in their last 15 games when they play what I'm going to categorize as mistake-free offenses. That's offenses who average less than 1.3 turnovers a game. They struggle in those games, and Cincinnati fits the bill there. I'll tell you how I really like this game, though. This is a great teaser opportunity for Cincinnati. Take Cincinnati from 3 up to 9 with a 6-point teaser, or to 10 if you want to do a 7-point teaser. And then you got backdoor Burrow. I mean, don't forget, this guy's rookie year, he was called Joey Backdoor because the Bengals often made those backdoor covers at the end of the game in the fourth quarter in garbage time.
Oh, I thought it was for a different reason.
Oh,
I thought he liked butt or something like that. I thought you were going to say he just liked butt.
No. Backdoor cover. He's getting that fourth quarter backdoor cover.
That's been my nickname from time to time as well.
And so
backdoor Chad.
Your nickname in high school?
Backdoor Chad. You know, it's always knocking on the back door. Who's that knocking on the back door? This must be Chad. He's the only person who knocks on the back door.
Oh, we've never claimed to be a family show.
Nah,
that is for sure.
Hell no. Kids shouldn't be betting anyways. You know what I'm saying? You
good call.
Get that iPhone out of his hands. What's he running?
No kidding. Yeah. So yeah, if he was a backdoor machine before he got hurt last year with a shittier team, he's got a better team now. Chad can't keep a straight face when I say backdoor
and shitty at the same time. It's fucking. That's funny shit, man. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had the mind of a 9-year-old.
Oh, I love it.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just bottom line. Tease Cincy up to +9.
Yeah. That's a no lose situation.
I like that one a lot for sure. Yeah. This one, I suspect we might have a different opinion on, but maybe I'm wrong. Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo is a 3 or 3.5 point favorite, depending on where you look on Oddshark.
See, I would take Miami in this game, man. I know that's crazy, but they're on the road. I think Buffalo is going to be a team that's going to struggle a little bit this year. I think they're going to make the playoffs still, but I think they're going to be a wild card team. I think you're going to be seeing them more like 9-8, somewhere around there, 10-7, something like that. But I can see Miami winning this game, just like we called last week against New England. I knew that was going to be a tough game for them going into New England and everything, but I think that I would take Miami in this game. You said they're 2 or 3 point favorites, or
3
underdogs?
or 3.5
underdogs.
Miami's underdog. 3.5.
So I would take Miami in the points, or even tease that up to like 5 or 6. You know, I feel like that's for sure going to hit.
Yeah, you could tease Miami a 6-point teaser. You could tease them up to +9.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't do that. That bothers me a little bit. With Buffalo does have a high-powered offense, but I like Miami here. This is two interesting teams, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo lost their game, but they outgained the Steelers by more than 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Miami won their game, but they were outgained by the Patriots for 100 yards. So I don't know that the results last week of the wins and losses necessarily dictate how good these two teams really are. Keep in mind, too, Will Fuller is back for Miami from suspension. That dude's a burner. When he's healthy, that's the problem. He doesn't stay fucking healthy. But when he's healthy, he can definitely be a difference maker on the field for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Another interesting stat here. Miami is 9-1 ATS at home with their head coach Brian Flores.
Oh wow!
So that's a really nice stat there for sure. I like Miami with the hook +3.5. I'm not touching it at +3 though.
Yeah, I would do the same.
For sure. Houston at Cleveland. I got a feeling you got an opinion on this. 12.5, 13 is what it opened at, and it's dropped a little bit actually.
What's it at now?
12.5.
Okay.
It opened at 13.
Yeah, man. I don't know. That's a large spread, you know. And like you just said, don't overreact to what you see in the first week. That was Jacksonville that Houston played against, but Tyrod Taylor looked pretty good. Obviously, he's a serviceable backup. You know what I'm saying? He's not like this guy's not a starter in the league for much longer. You know, I mean, I think his window's closing there, but he's a viable backup, and he's gonna be forced to be a starter this year if he stay healthy the entire season. 12.5, man. Fuck, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not touching it.
I don't know. I don't think I would mess with that.
Yeah,
that's too much for me.
It's too high.
You don't know if there's gonna be a little bit of hangover still for the Browns going against the Chiefs last week. They kind of gave that game away, unfortunately, in the fourth quarter. Had control of it the entire game. They looked great. They did exactly what you needed to do. It's weird to me, man. I wanted to ask you about this. The Chiefs kind of remind me in football of like the Warriors. Golden State Warriors, and that you have to play mistake-free football. They're never out of a game. They've always got, they had that one pass to Tyreek Hill for 73 yards or whatever it was for a touchdown. One play drive, just like that. You got to keep scoring against them. You cannot. You can't settle for field goals. You got to hope to get at least like one turnover. You know what I mean? You can't punt more than 3 times.
Yeah.
If you punt more than 2 or 3 times in a game, you're going to get your ass beat by 2 touchdowns against them.
It's a great comparison because, like you said, they're never out of a game because they can score so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Steph's draining threes on you. And same thing with the Chiefs. I mean, they can have a 1.5-minute drive and get 7 points like that real quick, instantly,
or just
literally
one play, just like
exactly.
that, and literally just throws up a prayer. And so. That's a team, man. They're just so dangerous. I don't know that they're going to win a Super Bowl this year because their defense is so bad. And they're going to come against the team. I think the Browns will be a little bit. If the Browns could get them at home in the playoffs, that would be a big big win for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's going to be very extremely difficult to do because Kansas City's probably only going to lose 2 or 3 times this year.
Yeah.
The Browns have to be that good as well. But they're the team that's just never out of it, man. That entire game, even though we were up by 2 touchdowns, a couple different points, junctions in that game, I kept saying to myself, like, this ain't shit. You know what I mean? This is 1 touchdown pass and a turnover, and it's tied. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes.
You're never comfortable.
Never.
Which is why I don't like betting against the Chiefs, all the time. But it's not, you got to do it sometimes, but it's not comfortable to do. Luckily, last week, as you and I predicted, the Browns covered that spread for sure. And we were on that fucking months before week 1. We said that on the air. We said, this is an interesting line, revenge game for the Browns.
Yeah.
And so
they did end up covering, you know what I mean? They should have won the game though. But even with the hungover Patrick Mahomes, we still got beat.
Yeah, there were rumors. That he was out partying.
I was like, oh man, maybe we're not gonna get one today. He just doesn't give a shit, you know? He still comes out and just tears shit up.
For sure.
All drunk, and he looked hungover after the game too in the press conference. Oh, this motherfucker was out partying last night. You couldn't have waited one day, dog?
For real.
Yeah.
All right, so you and I are on the same page, not touching that one. Interesting angle. I mean, you could 6-point tease this from 12.5 down to 6.5.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I'm not personally going to do that, but it's something to consider at least. All right, here is a very interesting one. I'm going to ask you, Chad, what you think this line opened up at. New England at the Jets.
What do I think that opened up at?
Yeah.
I would say that probably opened up at, oh shit, you mean like beginning of this?
No, sorry. Let me clarify. Not the look ahead line at the beginning of the season, but Monday morning, essentially.
Okay.
So to recap, New England barely lost to the Dolphins, but probably should have won, and the Jets did not look good at all against Carolina.
I would say Carolina won that game.
Yep.
Yeah. I would say it was probably like 7.5.
So right now it stands at 6, so you're not far off. Here's what blew my fucking mind. This line opened at 3.5.
Wow.
And got bet up to 6, 5.5 in some places. And so sharp bettors, and probably the public too, was all over New England at 3.5. I still like it at 6. I don't like to chase the line after it's been inflated like that, but I still like it at 6 because I'll say it again. The Patriots look better than the Dolphins on Sunday. And the Jets, I was watching that game closely because I had a Jets plus 10 teaser ticket.
Yeah.
And it cashed, but barely. It didn't look good.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind for this game, the Jets lose Mekhi Becton, their all-world tackle. This is probably one of the best players on their teams. Yeah, man, that dude's a beast. And they were already banged up. They had no pass rushers. They were already hurting. And then they lose their best tackle. Also keep in mind, I wish I had this stat in front of me. Bill Belichick destroys rookie quarterbacks.
Oh, really?
And he has one too. It's a rookie versus rookie. But Bill Belichick defenses, he roughs up rookie quarterbacks. And I think it's going to be a tough day for Zach.
Probably going to be the same thing. Yeah, I agree with you, man. At 6, I kind of still like that. You said 6 or 6.5?
Right now it's at 6 or 5.5 in some places.
Yeah, I still like that at 6.
Yeah.
And it's at New York?
At the Jets, yep.
Yeah. I'd still probably take that, man.
Yep, for sure.
It would have been nice to get on that at 3.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah, 3.5. Buy it down to 3. Yeah, there's a couple different options there for sure. Patriots are 14-1 ATS on the road against teams averaging less than 3.6 yards per carry. So teams that don't run the ball that well, Patriots destroy in their last 15 games against the spread at least. My Denver Broncos, not because I'm a Denver Broncos fan, but because they're sort of my dark horse team of the year. Chad's laughing at me because I said last week that they could make the playoffs. They're 6-point favorites. They're laying 6 at Jacksonville. Interesting thing here. So it opened at 6.5 when the week first started. Okay. The public percentage of bets wise, we know this. The public is all over Denver to cover the 6 points, but the line actually fell from 6.5 to 6. So you got to, this is where you got to use some critical thinking skills, folks. If Denver is a 6.5 point favorite and the public is on Denver, why is the book going to move the line from 6.5 to 6 in order to make it easier for the public to bet what they want to bet? That tells me there's some serious sharp money on Jacksonville. There's some wise guys out there that like Jacksonville plus 6 that are buying on that. I don't agree because I like Denver, but that sharp action on Jacksonville is enough to scare me away and actually make me not want to touch that game.
Well, didn't Jerry Jeudy just get lost for the season?
He's out too.
Or he's on the IR for at least like 6 weeks.
He's going to miss several weeks. Yep.
That might be one of the reasons, but I don't know that he's worth even a half point.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Another interesting stat, Jacksonville's 1-9 against the spread at home after a game where there was a turnover margin of -3. In other words, they don't fix their mistakes.
Yeah.
when they get it done with the game where they turn the ball over a lot, they don't do well against the spread 1-9.
Plus, you got Urban Meyer priority. You got one foot out the door. Yeah, USC.
Dude's hitting the panic button.
USC job just came open. He's like, you know what? 1-15. That sounds cool. Making $8 million a year. I can go to LA and hit on some of the cheerleaders there, some of the songbirds.
For real, I do like Denver a lot. Teased down here so that they win the game. But I can't touch it otherwise.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I wouldn't really want to mess with that game either. That's still like two bottom third teams. Jacksonville probably the worst team in the NFL.
Chad's still calling Denver a bottom third team. I don't know. Well, we're going to check back in on this in a couple weeks and see if he still feels this way, folks.
Hit me up week 10 when they're 4-6 or something like that. And out of
oh, hell no.
They're 4-6. Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Next game, we got San Francisco, 3.5-point favorites at Philly.
I would take that all day.
Here's what I like in this game. The total is 50. I like the over big time in this game. I actually got it at 48.5. I put that on Twitter. Yeah. On my Twitter, I said, grab that now at 48.5. I think that's going to be going up. It's up to 50 now at this point. I'm sorry, you like who?
I would take San Francisco there.
49ers? Yeah, 3.5.
3.5? I'm kind of surprised it's that low, but
yeah, I mean, Philly looked good. This is where we say don't overreact, but Philly did look damn good against Atlanta. And then you got to get into the mind games. Is Philly that good or is Atlanta that bad? Or both.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's that bad because, let's say that game was a little bit closer. It was a 1 or 7 or 10 point victory or something like that. What would the spread have been? Like 5.5, probably.
Probably. Yeah.
So I would take that right there at 3.5. I think that's a good line.
I think the key thing to monitor this week is the health of Emmanuel Mosley. So the 49ers lost Jason Verrett. Their cornerback's done for the year. Their second cornerback is Emmanuel Mosley, and he's banged up. So if that dude's not practicing, I especially like the over, and I might even take Philly plus 3.5 if Mosley's out. If Mosley's in, I lean 49ers in that game there.
And Mostert's going to be out for the entire season.
Good point. The
guy's always hurt, man. He's good when he's in there, but he's hurt a lot.
It's so true. The 49ers are pretty stacked at running back. Crazy, by the way. So I'm in Vegas. I'm waiting for the 49er game to start, Chad, and I see Trey Sermon, 49ers rookie running back, is not going to be playing in this game. But Elijah Mitchell, who was drafted after Sermon, not only plays, but has 100 yards in the game.
Is he a 6th or 7th round pick or something like that?
Mitchell, I believe, was a 6th round pick, but I could be wrong on that. Yeah. And Sermon was a 2nd or 3rd round pick. So that's, I'm sorry, I can't remember off the top of my head, but that was interesting. And then Brandon Ayuk is apparently in Shanahan's doghouse because he got hardly any playing time. And a lot of people were viewing him as the 49ers 1 or 1B wide receiver to Deebo Samuel. So I don't know if Shanahan's playing mind games, if he's trying to motivate these guys and be like, listen, it's what you do in practice. That's how you're going to get on the field. Yeah. And if he's trying to send a message to Sermon, but Sermon's going to be in there this week with Mostert out, no doubt. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he responds. I'm sure he had to be surprised by that news of not being up on week 1. That's got to be
definitely, man.
That hurts. All your friends and family are like, oh my God, we're going to watch Trey in his first ever NFL game. And then 90 minutes before the game, Trey Sermon's inactive. Ooh, that hurts. That stings a little.
Yeah.
For sure. Right. Next. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, one thing I wanted to get off my chest too is every time there's a turnover on defense, do they have to run down to the other end of the field?
Oh,
in front of Chad. I think we talked about this before.
We did.
But it's like, it's every turnover now, dude.
Bro,
it's so annoying.
I saw it. I wish I could tell you what game. Oh, God, I can't remember the game. But I saw it when teams were down. Double digits. You're down 17 points.
Come on.
Let's go take a picture. We're so excited. We're down 17 points.
Yeah. And then you got they do this on special teams, like 4th string safety coming out, running on the field, doing that shit. It's like, dude, you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
You was on the side. You was just eating a granola bar 3 minutes ago. You still got granola in your teeth. You're down here celebrating and shit. You had nothing to do with that.
I don't like it. That's
annoying.
Yeah, it's terrible. Go
ahead. I'm done now.
I couldn't agree more because I'm still bitter about the 49ers doing that in the game.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I think that's one of the reasons they lost the Super Bowl to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Because they ran down there, they got all excited, they thought they won the fucking game, and like you said, the Chiefs are never out of it, and they weren't keeping that in their mind. There should have been some leadership saying, "Don't be celebrating now."
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree.
Anyways, all right. Rams laying 4 points. They're 4-point favorites at Indy. Rams coming off destruction.
I would take that all day
the Bears.
long. Yeah, I might actually bet that game. 4
points. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. I might want to get on that as soon as we're done recording here, man, because Yeah, I had Seattle over Indianapolis. They were 3.5-point favorites, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or Seattle was only 3.5-point favorites, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Well, it flipped. Originally, the Colts were favorites, and then it actually flipped the other way. And then by kickoff, by a few days before kickoff, Seattle was the favorite. Correct?
Oh, were they really?
Yep.
They started at 3.5-point dogs, I believe, which was insane to me. But yeah, I would take that all day long. It's LA at Indy.
LA, yep, -4 at Indy.
Yeah,
correct.
I would take that. That would be my lock of the week if we had a segment like that. That would probably be my lock of the week.
Yeah, I'm not
that
touching,
or San Francisco.
I'm not touching this game mainly because I don't want to overreact. This is a perfect overreaction game because the Rams look really good. It's easy to get excited about them. And the Colts looked really, really bad, and it's easy to kind of be down on them. This line, it smells fishy to me.
Yeah.
We've talked in this show before about how sometimes these lines come out and you go, that should be higher. What's going on? And then my intuition goes off, and I swear, man, 78% of the time this happens, it seems to hit on the other side. I need to track these.
78%?
70 or 80.
Oh, I was like, damn, he got it down to a science.
No.
That's
I need to track these things because it really, I just can't touch it. I just can't touch it.
Yeah.
But if you like the Rams, here's something I like about the Rams. Wentz was hit 10 times against Seattle. Now you're going up against the Rams and Aaron Donald.
Oh, yeah, dude. If he finishes the game, shit.
Dude, Carson Wentz may not finish the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a dude with a vast injury history going up against Aaron Donald, and they've got some other good pass rushers on the Rams as well. Great secondary. Could be getting some coverage sacks as well.
Jalen Ramsey, one of the most dynamic players in the NFL.
Absolutely, man.
They're putting him all over the place now. He's flying around the field. He said he got bored a lot because teams wouldn't throw at him. So he would kind of slough off on his technique and everything like that. And he would get lazy. Now, the new defensive coordinator, they're putting him all over the field. As you saw in that Sunday night game, he's making tackles.
Keeping him busy.
Putting him up on the line of scrimmage, putting him in the slot, all this other thing. And he looks motivated. He looks juiced up, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the best spot for the Rams. I mean, Sunday night, so you got slightly less rest. Not much, but a little bit. And you're traveling to the East Coast.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the best spot. Eastern time zone game. We'll see. I'm not going to touch it. I just got a bad feeling.
Yeah. I don't know, man. 3.5? You said 4. 4?
Yeah.
I'll still take that, man.
Yeah.
I don't have much. I have no confidence in Carson Wentz until he's stays healthy or shows his old form. I'm the jury's still out on him for me.
Well, we said last week I was leaning Colts, but I said I'm not betting that pre-flop. I would bet it live if he looks good, and he didn't, and so I didn't fucking end up touching that game for sure. Yeah, Wentz is. Yeah, I got no confidence in that, man.
Same.
We're super proud to announce the DNP-CD Sports podcast is now sponsored by BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. Is there something interfering with your happiness or that's maybe preventing you from achieving your goals? BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional therapy done securely and online. There's a broad range of expertise available amongst their professionals, and these expertises may not be available locally in your area. The service is available for clients worldwide, so you can go wherever you live. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video sessions, phone sessions. You don't have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and absolutely free to change therapists if necessary. No BS fees or anything like that. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Yeah, man. Therapy is so important. It's something that a lot of people don't think about. People go to the gym, they eat healthy, but then they're not taking care of the mental aspect of health as well. And it's no longer taboo to talk about, man. You need to take care of your mental health. It's vitally important. I can tell you, I go to therapy every week. I have been for about 1.5 years. And just the way I feel when I get out of there, man, I'm so much more confident. I'm so much more at ease. I feel like I'm getting to know myself better every week, I feel like I'm working on things. And I just feel like every time I get out of there, man, I feel like a different person. You know what I mean? I feel way more clear-headed. I'm happier. There's a lot of different, a lot of people assume that, if you go to see a therapist, it's like, oh, this dude's crazy or something like that. It's not like that. There's so many people that need to go in for a little tune-up,
Yeah.
And there's things that people go through every day, man, that they don't think that they, should be talking to someone about, but they definitely should, dude. You lose a pet, you lose a family member, you go through a breakup, you're having stress at work. These are all reasons to talk to somebody and get help, because those things that are affecting you. And you can be a much happier person if you do address those issues, learn how to deal with them, and become happier.
Especially this day and age with the pandemic going on and people socially isolating and stuff like that. People losing their friends because they got different opinions about what's happening in the world. It's kind of crazy. So you can visit their website and you can read testimonials that are posted on their website daily. I know for me, every time I buy a product or any sort of service, I want to read the testimonials and hear from people who have actually used that product. So I'm going to do that right now. I got betterhelp.com pulled up, and these are real people who have used this service. One person said, this is Julie. She said, I feel extremely comfortable and confident that my sessions with Julie are informative, helpful, and healing. It's only been 2 sessions so far, but I feel that I can become a better person with her help. So you can see this person gaining confidence. That's so awesome. Another review says, I really appreciate Anthony's counseling to help me navigate through this difficult phase in my life. Each week, I feel a little better and stronger. Thank you. And so these are real reviews from real people who are enjoying the service. And you could be next writing a review if you enjoy the service as well. If you do want to check it out, visit betterhelp.com. That's HELP, betterhelp.com/DNP. betterhelp.com/DNP. And you can join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. So we have a special offer where you can get 10% off your first month of therapy sessions at betterhelp.com/DNP.
Yeah, it's betterhelp.com/DNP. You're going to get 10% off your first month of therapy. That's a great deal, man. And it's already cheaper than traditional offline therapy too. So even better deal now.
Absolutely. Hopefully you're winning some money from these bets that we're giving out, and then you're saving money on your therapy. Yeah. And you're set, man. I like it.
One-stop shop right here, man.
All right, next we got Vegas coming off a very emotional win at Pittsburgh, also coming off a very emotional win. Both of these teams weren't supposed to win their games. Both of these teams did so. And so it's going to be an interesting game here, man. What are your thoughts? Vegas at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 5.5-point favorites.
5.5. I would take that. I would take Pittsburgh at 5.5 all day long.
You like them to cover?
Yeah, dude, the Raiders are so annoying to me, man. David Carr is so annoying to me. I want to like them so bad because I do kind of like John Gruden, but I don't like Mike Mayock. I think that dude's like I tweeted this during the NFL draft this year that death taxes and the Raiders reaching on their first round pick. They always seem to reach. They always think they're smart. And then you say, okay, well, let's look at their draft history. Since Mayock has taken over, I think they've only, from one draft class, they only had like 2 guys still on the team. They're not. It's not like they're hitting on these picks. Yeah. Cleveland Farrell, I think he was a top 5 pick.
Inactive, right?
Inactive last week. Yep. What the hell's going on there?
Saying he's on the trade block. Yeah.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, dude. You might get a 6th or 7th round pick for him. Yeah, if you're lucky.
Yeah, bad job, Raiders.
Yeah, they're just. I just don't think. I don't have much confidence in their general manager. I don't have much confidence in the way they draft. They seem sloppy to me. The Raiders are always. I mean, this franchise, for going back as long as I've remembered them, in L.A. to Oakland to here, they're always so undisciplined. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the fans and they like get a whiff of that meth that's in the stadium just kind of wafting around and shit. Everyone just gets like discombobulated, doesn't know what the hell's going on. False start here and there, offsides, all this shit. But they're always sloppy. They always have a lot of penalties. And David Carr, I texted you about this, or we talked about this the other day. One thing that really pissed me off about him, and I don't like the guy to begin with. One thing that pissed me off about him is how he took all of the leverage away from the Raiders when he said that if he was traded, he would retire. So he did that shit on purpose. That's fucking annoying. It's annoying as shit, because what it is that you aren't living up to your contract. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people will say, like, there's always a stat that's going to show that David Carr's like an okay quarterback, or hey, he's a top 5 in this and fucking from third quarter on, or something. There's always a stat like that. But when you watch him live, he's not a quarterback that you say like, okay, we're going to win a Super Bowl with this guy. Can you win 12 games? Yeah, you can win 12 games with him. They might do it this year. You can win 11, 12 games with him. But you ain't winning shit else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's so inconsistent. He's got guys open all the time. He had Waller wide open down the middle of the fucking field, missed him completely, ended up checking down to a running back, I believe, for 5 or 6 yards. He's so inconsistent with his throws. They're always high. They're always sailing. He just annoys the shit out of me, dude. He doesn't know when to put touch on the ball, all these things. And he's just I don't know. He just seems pretentious as fuck to me too, man. Like that interview after the game, I don't know. He just annoyed me how he's like pointing and shit all the time.
But how do you really feel about it?
I don't like the guy. I don't like the guy. But I feel like he's put the Raiders in a really tough position too.
Yeah.
By saying that he would retire. So now they have no leverage whatsoever. They can't trade his ass.
Yeah.
And get anything back for him. You know, maybe a 3rd or 4th round pick or some shit.
Yeah.
Just because he said that, they're not gonna. So I don't know how many. I think he's locked down for a couple more years too. So they're kind of
stuck with him for a while.
Stuck with him, and Gruden definitely doesn't care for that dude. So.
Yeah, you can tell. I think the same thing with Kyle and Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo, Gruden and Carr. You can tell that they're not necessarily on the same page 100%.
I'll put them at the top of the list for Aaron Rodgers' services next year.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put them above Denver even.
Ooh,
I would because I mean, does Aaron want to go to the AFC West? I mean, he's Denver and Las Vegas are both in the AFC West, and those seem to be 2 of the prime contenders for him.
Yeah.
I could see him going to Las Vegas.
Wow. Could you imagine Rodgers and Mahomes in the same division?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Twice a year?
Yeah. But even if he goes to Denver, they're going to – yeah. So it would be crazy, but I can see that totally happening. I don't know if Aaron wants to be in the same division as Patrick Mahomes, but he's a competitor. He's won the MVP last year. I'm sure he would be all over that. But I would put them just dark horse number, in my opinion, top of the line for Aaron Rodgers next year.
I like that, man. That's a good little prediction there. I like that for sure. A couple interesting trends with this game. Las Vegas is 3-12 against the spread on the road after they've won a game. Oh, wow. So after they've won outright, and they got a road game the next time around, they're 3-12 against the spread. So that's not too impressive. Pittsburgh's 35-17-2 against the spread in their last 10 games when they're against strong passing teams that average more than 7.1 yards per attempt. So these are 2 pretty interesting trends here. Yeah, I think I love it teased down. This is my teaser pick of the week right here. Pittsburgh, for sure, teased down from 5.5 down to 0.5. So then you basically just gotta fucking win the game if you're Pittsburgh. And then Cincy, which I mentioned earlier, teased up to 9. So there's the teaser pick for this week. We hit the teaser pick last week, so good luck with that one. Enjoy it. Yeah. Next we got New Orleans minus 3.5, laying 3.5 at Carolina. Carolina is 3-11-1 against the spread at home versus the NFC in their last 15 games.
Yeah,
you like New Orleans there?
Yeah, I like New Orleans big time in that one.
See, I
might even do a little parlay action, man. You get New Orleans. I'll take Pittsburgh, and then we got the Rams. That's a nice little 3-team parlay. Put $20 down on it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing crazy, but I think that would be a good ass little parlay there.
I like it, man. I like that a lot. I like it for you, not for me.
Yeah. I might end up doing it. We'll see.
I like Carolina with the 3.5. I would not go anywhere near this at 3. You got 2 teams that know each other really, really well. The personnel knows each other really, really well. I just like that I'm getting that 3.5. I think this is another one of those don't overreact to New Orleans situations here. And Carolina looked pretty good to me last week.
Yeah, I just think Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I would agree with you there for sure.
And so I would take that. I think Sean Payton is a better coach than Matt Rule.
Yeah.
And so it's at Carolina.
At Carolina, yep.
Well, they don't really have a home anyways right now in New Orleans. So, I would go with New Orleans in that 3.5.
Gotcha. So Chad and I are on the opposite side there on New Orleans, Carolina at 3.5. Next up, we got Minnesota getting 4 points, 4-point underdogs at Arizona.
Oh,
Cardinals.
Shit. Yeah, dude, what?
Oh, God, they look so good. They look so good.
Yeah, I would take Arizona with that.
So you like Arizona covering 4 points at home against Minnesota?
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I would add that to the parlay. You got a little 14 parlay there that I think would for sure hit.
Chad's not fucking around this.
No, dude. I'm doing 4. I'm gonna throw down $20 on a little 14er.
I like it. I'll
take that. Yeah, I think I would take that all day long, dude. 4 minus 4.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You and I are gonna be on the opposite side on this one.
Oh, really? You're gonna take Minnesota?
I'm gonna take Minnesota plus 4.
Wow.
For that same reason, I think this is an overreaction. I think that. Before week 1, I should look and see what this spread was before week 1, but I guarantee it wasn't 4. I was probably closer to a pick 'em. And so I think that this is just a big overreaction to what we saw week 1, which was impressive. And it's tough psychologically not to overreact. You know what it reminds me of a little bit, Chad? I don't know if you've ever done any like cryptocurrency trading. Like when the coin is like plummeting and is going down, it's really hard to buy at that point when it's down, and it's really hard when it's like at the top to sell it, because it's like everything in your power is like psychologically telling you to do the opposite. You want to panic when it's going down, right? And it's sort of the same situation here when you've got a team like Arizona. How can you bet against them after they just looked so good last week? But you got to stay disciplined. I like Minnesota +4 here on the road.
So I think Arizona is a team that's on the rise, and I think Minnesota is a team that's on the decline. I think Kirk Cousins, I think, is a backup quarterback in this league after this season. He is going to be a backup for the remainder of his career. I think that Arizona is getting better. Yeah, it's overreaction, but they did beat Tennessee, who's a solid team from last year. We obviously don't know what's going to happen to them this year, but I think Minnesota, I don't think they were good last year either. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say, I understand your point about it being a pick 'em. If we throw out last week's games and stuff. But in my opinion, I would still, even if we do throw that out, I'd still take Arizona at home against Minnesota. I called that Cincinnati Minnesota game last week, and I would do the same thing this week. I would take Arizona with 4.
Nice, very good. So we're on the opposite side of that one as well. Interesting stat here: Arizona's 1-9 against the spread when they're at home after their opponent loses a game outright. So that's a good stat in favor of Minnesota there. Atlanta getting 12.5 points at the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. Atlanta, by the way, is 2-8. ATS in their last 10 games after their opponent has played on a Thursday. And Tampa, of course, did play on Thursday against the Cowboys. So that's something interesting to keep in mind there. On this one, Chad, I'm probably not going to touch it. But like I've got some pools that I'm in like where I have to make a pick. And so for that sort of situation where I'm forced to with a gun to my head, I'm going to take the points with Atlanta here, 12.5.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess not overreacting last week. I think they'll end up covering that. I think they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns, but that's a lot, man. I don't like fucking with that.
Yeah, division teams, they know each other pretty well here. Here's something that I like to keep in mind. If it's 12.5, you always got to keep in mind the backdoor cover with a team like Atlanta that has a high-powered offense. Say what you want about their defense. They've got weapons on offense. But
if they're going up against the number 2s, they can put some points up on the board.
Exactly.
They're down
so what 30. I've got to do when I see a 12.5 point spread is I've got to add 7 points to that and say, do I see a scenario where Atlanta's within 19.5 in the fourth quarter? And if the answer is yes, I got to take that team with the points.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of that backdoor cover.
That's not smart. That's not stupid. Yeah, I would do the same thing. Yeah, I wouldn't touch that game.
Yeah. I think that's fair. You and I are on the same page, not touching it. Again, if I had to lean, I'd go Atlanta there.
Yeah.
All right, Tennessee +5 or 5.5 at Seattle. I say don't overreact. Is there a game with more overreaction potential here than this one right here? I mean, how down on Tennessee are you going to get after their lackluster performance, and how high on Seattle are you going to get? Seattle is a 5 or 5.5 point favorite.
Wow, that's a tough game, man. I wouldn't touch that game because I'm not sure what I'm going to get out of either of those teams. I can see both those teams being 8-9, 9-8, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I can see them winning their division. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see either of the two for those two teams. I wouldn't mess with that. If I had to pick, I would take Tennessee in that.
Yeah, if I had to lean, I would lean Tennessee, but I'm not going to touch this game. Remember Seattle, as I said, a week or two ago, Seattle at home is not the dominant team at home that they used to be. For whatever reason, they're not as successful there. And so this game being in Seattle, 5.5 is a lot. I will say this. If you like Tennessee out there, folks, I would wait. Because I see that going up down, to 6 or 6.5, and then you can get some more points with Tennessee. And 6 is a somewhat key number there. If you like Seattle, I would take it now before it potentially gets up to 6. But I'm personally not touching that game.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
All right, we got Dallas getting 3 points at the Chargers. Dallas underdog 3 points at the Chargers. Over-under, by the way, on this one is 55 or 55.5. I can see a fucking 40-30 game or something.
Yeah, I would
take
the over on that. I would take the over on that. And when I first saw this line a couple of days ago, I thought to myself, man, I might take Dallas in that. First inclination was, dude, I would take Dallas. 3.5. What it is?
3.
3.
Yep. Opened at 2.5. Now it's at 3.
They're 3.5 point underdogs.
No, Dallas is a 3 point underdog. No half. Dallas is a 3 point underdog. Yeah.
Okay. Shit, man. I mean, I think the Chargers are going to be really good this year. I really do. I think they're going to be a 10-plus win team. and vie for a playoff position there. But I think Dallas will as well too. I think they're going to win their division. On the road, though, I don't know. I think I'm going to go with my natural instinct. I'm going to say Dallas in that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not going to touch this game. Dallas is probably going to get their guard back, Zach Martin, one of the best players in their offense, but then they lose Collins, their tackle, and so it's tough to keep this fucking offensive line together, and that's supposed to be the strength of their team, is that offensive line. Do keep in mind, though, the Cowboys have some extra rest. And so I think that's
Thursday.
big coming off that
Dak
Thursday
looked
game.
Good too. Dak looked real good.
Oh, Dak was impressive.
Yeah, top 4. He played. When he's healthy, he's a top 5 quarterback in this league. I would say 5 or 6.
Which by the way is why I absolutely love the over here, because
I would take that. I wouldn't mess with that. But you said it's 55,
55 or 55 and a half.
Yeah, I would take that all day long
for sure. And here's another angle here. You could tease the Cowboys from 3 up to 9. Throw it in a 3-game teaser or mix and match if you don't like one of the other 2 options I gave you earlier. So that whole backdoor cover philosophy I was telling you before, right? So if the Cowboys are +3 and you tease them up to +9, do you see a scenario where the Cowboys are down by 9 + 7, 16 in the fourth quarter? I think the Cowboys would easily cover the +9. I think they could win this game outright. I'm not ruling that out. I just don't like it at +3. But I'd tease it.
Yeah, that's going to be a good-ass game. I'm going to be watching that game, watching our buddy Austin Eckler. But I want to see that. That's going to be one of my top games this week.
That's going to be fun. I think there's going to be a lot of points. Austin Eckler, as you mentioned, first guest we ever had on the show, had a touchdown.
Yeah, I was watching that.
We're always
rooting
for Austin. Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun to watch him do well and succeed. Next up, we've got the Sunday Night Football game. I think you and I are going to be on the same side here. I think the public's going to be on the same side. I think the pros and Joes are going to be on the same side. This is the potential to hurt the sports books here. Kansas City, 3.5-point favorites at Baltimore. That spread's too low, man. That's way too fucking low for a banged up Baltimore team.
3.5. Yeah, I would take Kansas City there for sure.
I like Kansas City. I think that this could get up to 6 points by kickoff because I see everybody on Kansas City here. It's tough to, and this is, I'm going to defend myself here and say I don't think I'm overreacting to the Monday night situation with Baltimore. I don't think this is an overreaction. This is just the reality that 1, they've got less rest than the Chiefs. 2, they're banged up. And they're not just banged up. They have cluster injuries to running back. Oh, and where's their other cluster injury? Cornerback. And you're going up against Patrick Mahomes.
He's already about to light that ass up.
And you've only got one cornerback that you can trust on that team.
Yeah.
I like the Chiefs minus 3.5 here a lot.
Yeah, I would too. I would take that all day long, man. That's really low. I can't believe that.
Yeah, and if you're interested, by the way, the over-under, the total is set at 55 or 55.5 on that game as well. I'd lean over there. That over is going to go up too. A Sunday night game, primetime game. I bet that's up to 57 by kickoff for sure. But yeah, you got to take Mahomes against the banged up secondary for sure. Last game, Monday Night Football. This is I'm not touching it. Detroit is a 10.5 or 11-point underdog at Green Bay.
Jeez.
Detroit's getting 10.5 at Green Bay.
Isn't that going to be like the fucking Thanksgiving Day game too? Why are they doing this shit?
Detroit definitely plays Thanksgiving. I don't think it's against Green Bay though, but I could be wrong.
Probably playing the Bears or some shit.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Nobody wants to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck put the goddamn Lions on Monday Night Football, dude?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm not watching the Thursday night game or the Monday night game.
I'll tell you what,
hang out with my girlfriend. That's fucking dumb.
I agree with you that's an ugly Monday night game. But you want to get people to watch it? How about someone calls you while you're out with your girlfriend third quarter and says, Packers are down by 3 in the third quarter. People will tune in then.
Probably. They probably would. But
at that point, people would tune in.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that game. What are they? 10.5?
Yeah, it's 10.5 or 11 points on OddsShark, and Detroit is at Green Bay. I mean, let's look back to last week. Detroit was down by 24 points with 2 minutes left, and somehow, with the help of an onside kick and 2 touchdowns and two two-point conversions against the banged-up secondary, brought the game to within 8. I almost had a fucking heart attack in Las Vegas, by the way. Dude, it was terrible. Anyways, side note, then Green Bay just got embarrassed against the Saints. So I guess what you're betting on here is, does Green Bay bounce back?
More likely than if the Lions do. But, at the same time, like you said, backdoor Betty, you know what I'm saying? Didn't that butt I can see them being down 17. Fourth quarter, scoring a touchdown or two. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I'm not touching this game. I think this is a great live bet game. I mean, if you tune in and the Packers go down the field right away for a touchdown, I'd say live bet at that point. It's going to be it could potentially be a rout. Yeah. If you tune in and Rodgers looks shaky after his first drive, you might be able to get some great odds on the Lions at that point. Yeah, but I'm not touching it pre-flop.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with that either.
Nah, for sure.
That's a terrible game.
Yeah. All right, so let's kind of recap. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to speak for you, Chad. I think your favorites, along with me, that Kansas City 3.5, I think you got most excited about that at Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
That was a big one for me. And then there was one up above here on my spreadsheet here that you liked and I didn't. That was Rams -4 at Indy. I'm not touching it, but you like that one a lot. Do you like Rams more than you like Kansas City?
Rams
at Indy -4. Or Kansas City 3.5.
I like Kansas City. Yeah, 3.5. That's way too low, dude. I like them both, dude. I think that's that along with Arizona over Minnesota. Who else did I have in there as a 4-team, 4-game parlay?
Forget the other one. I'm looking.
But Arizona over Minnesota, Rams over Indianapolis, and Kansas City over Baltimore 3.5.
Got you.
And then there's one more. I can't remember. I have to look at it. But those are my 3 lock picks of the week, man. I would take all 3 of those.
Nice. Was it Seattle over Tennessee that you liked?
No. I'm still kind of up in the air about that one.
Okay. Cool.
I can't remember what the hell it was.
Good
but
shit.
Was it New Orleans at Carolina?
Yeah, I think that was it.
That might have been it. Yeah, I would take that.
You and I are on opposite sides. Yeah, for sure. I like Carolina at home. You like New Orleans.
Yeah,
gotcha. Well, folks, we hope that we like this episode. We're not quite done yet, but I just want to mention that we're going to be doing this every week, and so this week the episode's actually getting released a little bit later than typical. Typically, every Wednesday is when you can hear these episodes, and this week it's going to be released on Thursday. But on Wednesdays, look forward to these recaps. We're usually going to talk a little bit more about the week ahead. We're a little pressed for time today, but definitely previewing, the week behind us, but definitely previewing the week ahead is kind of going to be our bread and butter. And we want to win you some money. I mean, that's the whole goal here. It's like being at the blackjack table when the dealer busts and everybody's high-fiving. That's kind of what I hope this show is, that we're giving out picks. We're winning. Our listeners are winning. Because,
send me some shit.
Because I like I said, if you listened to us last week, I think you did pretty damn well. I know I did well with our advice in Vegas. So
I'm going to get some college football. That's more up my alley. You know what I'm saying? I know a little bit more college football.
Yeah.
So we'll give you some picks for that as well too.
Nice. Love it, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tune in on Wednesdays. That's our new release day. We had been coming out on Mondays, so tune in on Wednesdays. Our next guest is Jesse Sapolo, is coming back.
Awesome.
4-time Super Bowl champion, San Francisco 49er. Yeah. He's going to be back next week to talk about the 49ers, to also maybe tell us a story or two, because he has some good ones
dude.
Last time.
He's hilarious,
for sure.
Man. I like that dude
for
a lot.
sure. And I want to ask him about Penei Sewell, because remember, before he was drafted, he was kind of keeping an eye on him, and Sewell.
And Tua. He's friends with Tua. He was. I saw he was with Tua a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
down in Miami, I believe, for some fundraiser or something like that. But so he knows Tua Tagovailoa as well, starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss that episode. That was one of our more popular episodes, was the Jesse Sapolo episode. It did really, really well. The dude's a great guy to have on the show, and we're looking forward to having him back next show.
Definitely. You want to tell everybody about OddsShark?
Yeah, for sure. OddsShark is your source for the latest odds, from leading authorities, expert editorial content, and detailed matchup picks, stats, trends, and in-depth analysis for upcoming games. OddsShark has it all, and it's absolutely free. Seriously, folks, it's a great resource. We've been using it this entire show. I used it all last week when I went to Las Vegas and made a lot of money using that resource. Head on over to OddsShark and start thinking like a shark today.
Tell me about the move to Vegas. I ain't gonna see his ass no more.
I'm going in 3. I'm gonna be there for week 4 as well.
He's going again.
So
already, he made so much money this weekend. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I think I'll come back, man. Your friend ain't gonna let you stay there no more.
I landed at 3 p.m. and then I booked tickets about 6 hours later to go back week 4. So I enjoyed myself out there, dude. I was at Stadium Swim at Circa.
Yeah. You sent me some pictures. That shit was awesome.
Sitting in the swimming pool, watching games on that big screen.
That looked cool as shit, man.
It was cool.
I would love to do that for for some college football. That's my shit, man.
That's what I did on Saturday.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I needed to be hunkered down. I was in like a movie theater on Sunday.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, I didn't have quite as much stuff going on. Yeah. So I was able to relax in the swimming pool.
Dude, nice. That sounds nice, man. You about to start going to Vegas so much, you're going to come back and start making me call you Anthony and shit. I'm not doing that.
I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in to tape the show, and I'm going to be like, good evening, Chad.
Yeah, you're going to start talking like an Italian and stuff. Like, yo, how's it going? It's Tony. I'm Tony. It's Tony Farmer's here. Going to give you some lines for this week in the fucking NFL fucking week 3, eh? Okay.
I'm going to be saying good afternoon like the commissioner at fucking 10 a.m.
10 a.m. I'm like, this asshole. Yeah, he won $1,500, $7,000 in Vegas. Now all of a sudden he's a badass and shit.
I will say this is on my mind right now. You guys see the hat that I'm wearing right now, the Circus Survivor contest. So I'm in this contest. It's $1,000 per entry. I got 4 entries.
God damn,
the grand prize is $6 million. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all the details. Long story short, it's a typical Survivor pool. You got to pick one team each week, but after you use the team, you can't leave them again. So kind of ballsy. I went all 4 selections on the 49ers this week.
Oh, wow.
If there was a fly on the wall when the Lions had the ball at the 25-yard line, down by 8, this would have been a historic comeback. Yeah. This would have never been done before. The Lions were down by 24 with 2 minutes to go. 24 points with 2 minutes to go. Oh, I watched the whole thing. I'll tell you exactly how the fuck it happened. Yeah. They were down 24 points with 2 minutes to go, and then somehow had the ball 25 yards away. Bro, my heart, I could feel it beating out of my chest.
Yeah.
Because I had the 4 fucking Survivor entries.
Yeah, you about to lose $4,000.
Plus, I had the Niners teased down where they just had to win the game and so many other bets. It would have been a nightmare. But you want to know how that happened, Chad? Recovered onside kick happened. 2 2-point conversions happened, one of which barely got his toes down. And then Deebo Samuel caught the game-winning catch to ice the game, and instead of going down, the dude punched the ball out and recovered a fumble. So it really was 2 fluke things, and it didn't help that the 49ers had their top 2 cornerbacks out, which, by the way, is why I said be careful for the 49ers-Eagles game, because if Emmanuel Mosley's out, the 49ers secondary might look a little bit like it did in the fourth quarter against the Lions with both Mosley and Verrett out. So be careful out there, folks. Keep an eye and see if Mosley's going to be in the lineup or not if you're going to bet the 49ers. And maybe you fade the 49ers if Mosley is out of the lineup. But anyways, that's what happened. Yeah. That was scary. Oh man, it was such a good Vegas trip, man. At that point, all my games were hitting. It was the fourth quarter of that game. I was feeling like a badass, dude. I was on top of the world. And then I felt like, I don't know if people believe in a higher power out there, but I felt like some higher power was like, you know what? This dude needs to feel a little more modest. Let's give him a little scare here and remind him that he's not hot shit.
You're about you're 1 touchdown away from living under a bridge in Austin, Texas, motherfucker. That's what that was.
That was a scary situation there, man. That was not fun. But
you'd be living in the lobby here at the fucking studio and shit.
Behind this black backdrop behind us. Yeah, for sure.
Taking showers in the bathroom and stuff.
But on that note, before we let people go, Chad, let's talk about Survivor real quick. Who would you like this week? You know, the big heavy favorites were, do you trust the Bucks at Atlanta?
Bucks in Atlanta.
That's the one. See, I can't go there. I was thinking about Green Bay, but they're just too much.
Detroit,
Green Bay, Detroit is another one. I actually, even though it's not the highest point spread, I'm thinking about the Patriots against the Jets.
Pats, Jets. Oh,
and it's on the road. I'm thinking about taking the Pats. I like the Pats that much, but the Pats disappointed me last week.
Yeah, shit.
So
I would take Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Yeah.
But you can't bet Tampa Bay the rest of the season then, right?
Then you can't bet Tampa Bay the rest of the season. Yeah.
Is that going to be their easiest game? Like, probably not.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. And then in this contest, it's an extra $1 million if you happen to use Tampa or Kansas City the last week, by the way. Which I'm not even paying attention to that.
Yeah, don't even.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not going to get greedy and be like, oh, I want $7 million instead of $6 million.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard enough to do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough. Yeah, I would say that or Green Bay. I think Green Bay's going to win that. It's at Lambeau.
Yeah. It's at Lambeau for sure.
I don't see Jared Goff coming in there and beating Aaron Tilt-A-Whirl fucking attendant Rodgers, you know. But you never know.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I gotta put some thought into this. But I might split them up amongst my entries. Is kind of where I'm leaning, but we'll see.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyways,
sweet, man. Well, that was a good episode, man. I love talking. It's fun going through matchups for next week and everything like that. Hopefully, we help some people out. Hopefully, if you're on the fence, maybe we gave you a little reason to pick one way or the other and everything.
Yep.
I would say listen to Tony over me, though. I don't know shit.
Hey, your meth team strategy worked out well last week.
I'm 2-0. I'm 2-0 on college football this year.
There we go.
And my meth strategy did work out last week. So
I like it.
Yeah, I said now there's going to be the thing you got to know about meth is there's always a come down. There's a hangover associated with that. So the Vegas Raiders, I would not take them this week at Pittsburgh.
Nice.
5.5. I would not, maybe next week when they got a week to recover, kind of clean their system out, detax a little bit.
Sleep for a couple days straight.
Get some carrot juice in them and shit like that. Get some of that meth out their system. Maybe next week when they come back home, they might be a sure bet then. We'll see.
Good shit. Hey, if you enjoyed our picks, make sure you let us know if we won you some money. Let us know if we lost you some money. Interact with us on social media at DNP-CD Sports. On Twitter, it's at DNP-CD Show. Give us a like if you're watching this on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe. And of course, if you're watching on iTunes, Spotify, etc., listening on those things, please subscribe on there as well.
Yeah, please do. We love getting new followers. We love interacting with people. Tell us what you think about our picks this week. If they're shit or if they're good or whatever,
absolutely,
let us know. But give us a follow, subscribe, like, tell your friends about the show. We'll see you guys next week with Jesse Sapolu and also looking at week 3 in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Looking forward to it.
Awesome, guys. So for Tony, I'm Chad. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening. You can find more episodes and all of our other Hot Pie Media originals baked fresh daily at our home online at hotpiemedia.com, the Hot Pie Media YouTube channel, or wherever you listen to podcasts.